America just got a death sentence from Elon Musk. Wall Street lost $1 trillion in 48 hours because of one AI tool, and a Chinese lab just released an AI model that runs on your phone. 4 companies announced their spending on AI more than the GDP of most countries. Billionaire Mark Cuban says AI will create the first trillionaire. ByteDance dropped a video generator that's crushing every other model. We have a free AI model that generates talking avatars from a single image and a lot more insane AI updates. So let's jump right in. First up, Elon Musk just dropped the most terrifying economic prediction of 2026. In a podcast with Dwarkesh Patel, the Tesla CEO said, America is heading straight toward financial collapse. The national debt is $38.5 trillion. Interest payments alone cost $1 trillion a year. That's more than the entire U.S. military budget, and it's only getting worse. But here's where it gets wild. Musk says there's only one thing that can save us: AI and robotics. In the absence of AI and robotics, we're actually totally screwed, Musk said. The national debt is piling up like crazy.
I guess, I think in the absence of AI and robotics, we're actually totally screwed because the national debt is piling up like crazy. Now, our interest payments, the national debt exceed the military budget, which is $1 trillion.
He believes AI is the only technology capable of generating enough economic growth to outrun our debt spiral. Without it, America goes bankrupt and the country fails, 1,000% guaranteed.
It's the only thing that could solve the national debt. Like, we are 1,000% going to go bankrupt as a country and fail as a country without AI and robots. Nothing else will.
What do you think? Can AI really rescue an entire economy? Next up, Wall Street just lost $1 trillion in 2 days, and it's because of an AI tool. Anthropic dropped something called Claude Cowork, and investors are calling it the SaaS-pocalypse. Claude Cowork can do the work that entire software companies charge billions for: legal analysis, financial research, sales automation, customer support, no humans needed. FactSet research systems dropped 10% in a single day. Thomson Reuters plunged 16%. Salesforce, Workday, LegalZoom, all tanking. Around $300 billion in market value wiped out in 24 hours. But here's where it gets worse. Anthropic just made an upgrade. Days after the sell-off, they released Claude Opus 4.6, an upgraded AI model that can coordinate entire teams of AI agents, the exact tasks that financial data companies sell as their core business. And it has a 1 million token context window. That means Claude can process massive documents, synthesize information from hundreds of sources, and deliver insights that previously required teams of analysts. Investment firms are terrified. Anthropic says this is just the beginning. The question is, how many companies will survive? Next up, Mark Cuban just said, I could create the world's first trillionaire, and it might be just one dude in a basement. That's how crazy it could be, according to the billionaire Shark Tank star. We haven't seen the best or the craziest of what AI is going to be able to do, Cuban said on the High Performance podcast. He believes AI is still in its pre-season, and when it fully arrives, it'll vanish everything that came before. Think about it. Apple was founded in Steve Jobs' garage. Amazon started in Jeff Bezos' garage. Now imagine AI letting one person build a company worth $1 trillion. Cuban uses AI for almost everything in his own life. He tracks his heart health with ChatGPT. He has atrial fibrillation, and he asks the AI to monitor his medications and workouts. Next up, 4 companies just announced they're spending $650 billion in 1 year. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta. To put that in perspective, 21 of America's largest companies, automakers, defense contractors, railroads, Exxon, Walmart, Intel, are projected to spend a combined $180 billion in 2026. 4 tech companies are spending more than triple that. This is the biggest corporate spending spree in modern history. Alphabet plans to spend up to $185 billion. Amazon, $200 billion. Meta could hit $135 billion, an 87% jump from last year. Microsoft is projected at $105 billion. Amazon Amazon, Google, and Microsoft have lost over $950 billion in market value since announcing these spending plans, even though their core businesses, advertising, cloud computing, e-commerce, are doing fine. Revenue is beating estimates. But Wall Street is terrified because nobody knows if this spending will pay off. The spending is so massive, it's actually distorting economic data. One economist compared this to the 1990s telecom bubble. Another said it's like the build-out of U.S. railroads in the 1800s, except this time it's just 4 companies. And do this Nvidia share prices rise 7.8% on Friday, adding $325 billion in market value in one day. Why? Because someone has to build the chips for all this spending. This could be the greatest economic catalyst of the century, or the biggest bubble in history. Only time will tell. Next up, OpenAI is reportedly building its first hardware product, and it's not a robot, it's not a computer, it's earbuds. Called Dime, these AI-powered earbuds could bring ChatGPT directly into your ears. According to reports, OpenAI is working on a wearable device that integrates AI into everyday life. No phone needed. This would compete directly with Apple AirPods, Google Pixel Buds, and Amazon Echo Buds. But here's the difference. OpenAI earbuds would be powered by the most advanced conversational AI on the planet. Real-time translation, instant answers, voice-controlled assistance. It could change how we interact with technology. The report says Dime is still in development, and OpenAI hasn't confirmed the project publicly. But if it's real, this could be OpenAI's move into the consumer hardware market. Next up, a Chinese company Tencent just released something called InteractAvatar, and it's changing how we create digital humans. Here's the problem with current talking avatars. They can talk and move their lips. That's it. They can't pick up objects, they can't gesture naturally, they can't interact with their environment, but InteractAvatar changes everything. It's a dual-stream AI model that can generate avatars that actually interact with the world around them. Let me show you some examples so that you get an idea what this actually looks like. Now watch what happens when you give it a text prompt. Pick up the apple from the table with one hand, then place it back on the table.
I am feeling really good today.
The avatar perfectly grabs the apple, lifts it, and places it back down. Similarly, for this prompt, pick up the headphones on the table with both hands and put them on your ears.
I need to put on my headphones and enjoy some...
And this prompt, reaching out and pick up the phone on the table, then began to check the messages. And a lot more examples. It generates the right hand movements, body posture, and timing. It can also follow complex multi-step instructions, like in this prompt. First, gently touch the flower in front of you. Then, extend one hand to pick up the hat on the table. Let's see the result.
What a beautiful flower. I really want to wear this hat for a while.
And it perfectly performs 2 separate actions with different objects. Now let's see another example. First, extend both hands and pick up the bag on the table. Then, stand up and hold the bag up in front of your chest.
This handbag looks really pretty. I wonder...
Natural weight transfer and realistic body mechanics. You can also generate different emotion and gestures, like in this prompt. First, raise one hand to greet, then make a heart shape with both hands, and this. First, make the victory gesture with both hands, then clench your fists and cheer on. And there are lots of different examples you can see here. The gestures are smooth and natural, exactly like humans. Long video generation is also possible, and you can divide the long video into several segments, with each segment having its own independent action description. Let's see an example. 0 to 4 seconds. Touch the apple with your hand. 12 to 16 seconds. Move the apple on the table forward. 16 to 20 seconds. Picks up the apple with one hand.
I feel exceptionally good today. With the sun shining so brightly, I couldn't help but reach out and touch the smooth surface of the apple on the table. This isn't just any ordinary apple. It symbolizes health and vitality. I decided to eat one first and then go for a run to stay healthier.
Nice. It performs the actions according to the timestamps. Here are some other examples. As you can see, some movements are not 100% correct, but it is good. It can also generate multiple different types of videos like song-driven generation, in which avatars sing a song while performing given instruction, single action results, and motion-driven result. I will provide the link to this AI model in my description. Now, comparison to other models, every single one failed at object interaction except this new model. InteractAvatar perfectly executes every time. The best thing is that InteractAvatar is open source, available on GitHub and Hugging Face. Next up, robots are practicing kung fu with monks at the Shaolin Temple in China. Videos show humanoid robots mimicking martial arts moves alongside human practitioners. The Shaolin Temple is one of the most iconic places in martial arts history. Now it's becoming a training ground for AI-powered robots. Why? Because kung Kung Fu requires balance, precision, timing, and adaptability, skills that robots struggle with. By training robots in martial arts, engineers are testing the limits of AI-controlled movement. Next up, YouTube just removed all low-quality AI content, or also called AI slop. For months, channels have been pumping out AI-generated videos designed to exploit the algorithm. Brain rot content, endless loops of AI voices reading Reddit threads, AI-generated animations with zero creativity. Some of these channels were making millions of dollars. But YouTube is cracking down hard on AI-generated content that violates quality standards. Videos that are repetitive, misleading, or purely algorithmically optimized are being demonetized or removed. YouTube says AI content is allowed, but it has to add value. If it's just spam designed to game the system, it's gone. Next up, Waymo just did something incredible. They created a world model for self-driving cars using AI. It's called Genie 3, and it could revolutionize autonomous vehicles. Here's how it works. Instead of programming every possible driving scenario, Waymo's AI builds a dynamic model of the real world. It predicts what will happen next. Genie 3 uses massive amounts of driving data to create simulations of real-world environments. Then it tests millions of scenarios in virtual space before the car ever hits the road. This is huge. Traditional self-driving systems rely on pre-programmed rules. If A happens, do B. But the real world is unpredictable. Waymo's world model learns from experience and improvises. Waymo has been testing this in Phoenix, San Francisco, and Los Angeles. Next up, ByteDance just dropped a new AI video generator, and it's crushing everything else on the market. And it's called Seedance 2.0, a new AI video model from the team behind TikTok and CapCut. And according to reports, it's better than Runway, Pika, Google VEO3, and even OpenAI Sora. First of all, let's look at some examples. Here's an AI-generated video of the animated game League of Legends.
You're always so good at getting into trouble. Go.
Be careful.
As you can see, everything is extremely smooth, with almost no errors. Here, someone just made a Dragon Ball Z fight scene using China's new Seedance 2.0. Holy shit, this looks wild and is truly next level. Here is another example, and there are a lot more. Seedance 2.0 could flood social media with AI-generated content that's indistinguishable from real footage. Here's what makes it special. Seedance 2.0 can create multimodal videos, text to video, image to video, video to video. You can upload a still image and it'll animate it with realistic motion. You can type a prompt and it'll generate a full video clip. You can upload existing footage and it'll transform the style, lighting, or even the entire scene. Early demos are blowing people's minds. The quality is insane. Smooth motion, realistic lighting, consistent characters across frames. This is what everyone thought AI video would look like eventually. Right now, it's only available for early users in China, and it's coming soon for all users. Next up, a new study just confirmed what doctors have been warning about. According to research reported by the BBC, AI tools like ChatGPT, Google Gemini, and others frequently provide inaccurate or harmful health recommendations. The study found that chatbots confidently suggested treatments that could make conditions worse. And here's the problem. People trust AI. A survey found that 40% of users would follow medical advice from ChatGPT without consulting a doctor. That's terrifying. They're trained on internet data, some of which is outdated, incorrect, or just plain dangerous. The study calls for stronger warnings on AI platforms. Labels like, "This is not medical advice. Always consult a doctor," Next up, Elon Musk just made another wild prediction. In 5 years, there will be more AI computing capacity in orbit than on Earth. Basically, Musk talks about space-based data centers. According to Fortune, Musk believes SpaceX will become a hyperscaler by launching AI infrastructure into low Earth orbit. Data centers on Earth consume massive amounts of electricity and require constant cooling. In space, you have unlimited solar power, and the vacuum of space naturally dissipates heat. It's the perfect environment for AI computing. Musk says this will happen by 2031. Next up, a team called OpenBMB just did something insane. They built an AI that matches Gemini 2.5 Flash. It's called MiniCPM-o 4.5. The best thing is that you can run on your phone. Most multimodal AI models are massive. MiniCPM-o 4.5 has only 9 billion parameters, and its vision capabilities are insane. Let's see an example.
Let's play a card game. Describe the cards appearing in the picture in order, and when you hear the alarm, tell me the game is over.
The first card is a 5 of clubs. Then the next one appears. It's a 3 of clubs. Following that, there's a 2 of spades. And now another card shows up. It's an 8 of diamonds. Attention, the alarm sounds. The game is over.
We're discussing what it could look like. Come check it out. Describe the design and let us know if you have any ideas.
She is drawing a shape on the board, starting with a rough outline. It's kind of irregular and abstract. Then she draws some more lines inside it, like the arms or something like that. I wonder what exactly she's sketching.
As you can see, it guesses perfect visuals while live recording. But here's where it gets wild. MiniCPM-o 4.5 does speech too. It supports bilingual real-time speech conversation in English and Chinese. You can give it a reference audio clip, just a few seconds of someone's voice, and it will clone that voice. In this example, the researchers gave it a few seconds of Elon Musk speaking voice.
For a while, we built a Hyperloop test track adjacent to SpaceX just for a student competition to encourage innovative ideas in transport.
Then they fed it this system prompt and asks, Elon, what is the real reason that you want to go to Mars? The AI responds in Elon's voice.
I think it's important for humanity to become a multi-planetary species. I mean, we're sort of at the point where if there was some kind of global catastrophe or something like that, then we'd be in big trouble. So by becoming a multi-planetary species, I just want us to sort of guarantee.
The voice does not completely sound like Elon, but it matches his speaking style and natural pauses. MiniCPM-o 4.5 also crushes document understanding, can extract text from PDFs, parse tables, identify formulas, and maintain reading order. And it does all this with incredible efficiency. The best thing is that you can run this on a single consumer GPU or on a Mac with the M4 chip or on your phone. Next up, US companies are being accused of AI washing their layoffs. Here's what that means. Multiple companies announced layoffs and cited AI transformation as the reason. But when you look closer, the jobs being cut aren't being automated. They're just being eliminated to cut costs. AI becomes the medium. One company laid off its HR team and said AI would handle recruitment, except the company didn't actually implement any AI recruiting tools. Another firm cut its customer service department and claimed AI chatbots would take over, but the chatbots weren't ready. Customers were left with no support. This is AI washing, using AI as an excuse for decisions that have nothing to do with technology. The problem is, there's no legal definition of AI washing. Companies can say whatever they want. Until regulations catch up, workers will keep losing jobs to AI that doesn't actually exist. Next up, someone just paid $70 million for a domain name, AI.com, and the buyer is Chris Marsalek, founder of Crypto.com. This is one of the most expensive domain purchases in history. Why would anyone pay $70 million for 2 letters and a dot? Because AI.com might be the most valuable digital real estate on earth. Think about it. Every company, every startup, every product related to AI will want that URL. It's instant credibility and instant branding. Next up, this AI model called SkinTokens create a beautiful 3D character. If you are a 3D animator, you know that rigging is one of the most painful parts of 3D animation. You need to build a skeleton, painting skinning weights, testing deformations, fixing artifacts, iterating for hours, and making it move. A single 3D character can take 8 to 20 hours to rig properly. But a team from China just solved this. They created SkinTokens. They turned rigging from a 20-hour task into a 20-second task. You give it a 3D mesh, and it outputs a complete skeleton with joints and bones in seconds. As you can see, here's an input 3D mesh, and it completes a skeleton and painting skinning weight. Here are some benchmarks if you want to see. Next up, an Australian AI infrastructure company just raised $10 billion in funding. The developer of AI data centers secured a massive debt package from Blackstone and Coatue for a company most people have never heard of, because AI infrastructure is the new gold rush. Everyone's building AI models, but someone has to build the data centers that run them. Firmus specialize in designing and constructing hyperscale facilities optimized for AI workloads. They focus on energy efficiency, cooling systems, and chip architecture. $10 billion will go toward constructing facilities in Australia, Southeast Asia, and potentially North America. Next up, Anthropic just made Claude even faster. Claude Opus 4.6 now has a fast mode that's 2.5 times faster than the previous version. Anthropic announced the feature on X. Claude Opus 4.6 fast mode is now live, 2.5 times faster. Same quality. Next up, Darren Aronofsky, the director of Black Swan and Requiem for a Dream, just released an AI-generated series, and people hate it. The series named On This Day, 1776, uses AI to generate scenes, characters, and even dialogue. Aronofsky called it an experiment in the future of storytelling. Critics are calling it soulless trash. According to Digital Trends, the backlash has been intense. Artists, writers, and filmmakers say AI-generated content lacks the human touch that makes art meaningful. One critic wrote, "This isn't filmmaking, it's a tech demo pretending to be cinema." Another said, "Aronofsky sold out. He used to make art. Now he's making algorithms." The controversy highlights a growing divide in the creative industry. Some see AI as a tool, and others see it as a threat. Aronofsky defended the project, saying, "AI is just another tool, like a camera and editing software. It's how you use it that matters." But audiences aren't buying it. The series has a 12% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. Next up, OpenAI just announced it's hiring hundreds of engineers for a new technical consulting team. Companies want to use GPT-4, but they don't know how to integrate it into their systems. So OpenAI and Anthropic are both building massive consulting arms to help businesses deploy AI. This is a huge shift. If OpenAI can help businesses actually use AI effectively, the technology will spread faster than anyone predicted. Next up, the European Union just threatened Meta, because Meta is blocking rival AI chatbots from WhatsApp. Meta has been integrating its own AI assistant into WhatsApp, but when competitors like ChatGPT, Claude, or Google Gemini tried to integrate with WhatsApp, Meta blocked them. The EU says this violates antitrust laws. Regulators are investigating whether Meta is using its dominant position in messaging to unfairly promote its own AI. Meta said in defense, "We built WhatsApp. We can choose what integrates with it, but the EU isn't ready for it." They argue that WhatsApp is now essential infrastructure. Over 2 billion people use it globally. If Meta blocks competitors, it's stifling innovation and consumer choice. This is the same argument that led to massive fines against Google for favoring its own search results. But Meta says it's defending user privacy and security. Next up, Amazon just announced something surprisingly wholesome. Their AI-powered pet finder tool on Ring doorbells helped bring 99 dogs home in 90 days. Here's how it works. Ring doorbells have cameras that use AI to detect animals. If the AI spots a stray dog in your neighborhood, it sends an alert. Owners can identify their missing pets and reunite with them. Amazon CEO Andy Jassy mentioned this during a recent interview, calling it one of the unexpected benefits of AI. Next up, generative AI is taking fake election news to terrifying new levels in Japan. With elections approaching, AI-generated deepfakes are flooding social media. Fake videos of candidates saying things they never said, fake audio clips of politicians making outrageous statements, fake images of campaign events that never happened. And the quality is so good, voters can't tell what's real. Japan's election commission is scrambling to combat the flood of AI-generated misinformation, but they're struggling. By the time they debunk one fake video, 10 more have been created. If voters can't trust what they see and hear, how can they make informed informed decisions. Japan is considering emergency legislation to ban AI-generated political content, but enforcement is nearly impossible. Once the content is created, it spreads instantly. Next up, scientists are trying to build empathy into robots. Not fake empathy, real emotional understanding. Researchers are developing AI systems that can recognize and respond to human emotions. But here's the big question. Is this real empathy or just programmed responses? Some researchers say it doesn't matter. If the robot's behavior helps people feel better, that's what counts. Others warn that relying on robots for emotional support could make people more isolated. Next up, Reddit sees AI search as its next major growth opportunity. According to TechCrunch, the company is building an AI-powered search engine that understands context, nuance, and community culture. Why does this matter? Because Reddit has something Google doesn't: real human conversations. For years, people have been adding Reddit to their Google searches to find authentic answers. They trust Reddit more than SEO-optimized websites. Now Reddit wants to cut out the middleman. Instead of searching Google for Reddit threads, you'd search Reddit directly, and AI would surface the best answers. This could be huge. Reddit has 20 years of authentic human knowledge. If their AI can unlock that effectively, it could become the go-to search engine for real answers. Next up, a new AI tool just beat ChatGPT in scientific research. It's called OpenScholar, and it's designed specifically for academic literature search. OpenScholar outperforms ChatGPT, Claude, and other general-purpose AI models when it comes to finding and synthesizing scientific papers. One scientist said, "This tool just saved me weeks of literature review." Another said, "It's like having a research assistant who's read every paper ever published." But OpenScholar is still experimental. Next up, ByteDance just released an open-source AI model for protein structure prediction. It's called Proteinics V1, and it matches AlphaFold 3's performance. Why is this a big deal? Because predicting protein structures is one of the most important problems in biology. Proteins fold into complex 3D shapes, and those shapes determine their function. Understanding protein structure helps scientists develop new drugs, cure diseases, and engineer synthetic biology. AlphaFold, created by Google DeepMind, revolutionized the field. It could predict protein structures with near-perfect accuracy. But AlphaFold 3 isn't open source. Researchers have to pay to use it, but ByteDance just changed that. Proteinics V1 is free, open, available to anyone, and it achieves AF3 level performance in biomolecular structure prediction. This means researchers worldwide can now access cutting-edge protein folding AI without paying Google. Next up, Google Cloud is helping Team USA prepare for the 2026 Winter Olympics. They're using AI to analyze skiing and snowboarding techniques. Athletes perform tricks, and Google's AI analyzes their form, speed, rotation, and landing. It provides instant feedback, and this level of precision coaching was impossible before AI. Team USA is using this technology to elevate their performance, and early results are promising. Athletes say the AI feedback is more accurate than human coaches in some areas. Next up, the New York legislature is considering two major AI regulation bills. First one is to mandate labeling for AI-generated content, which means that companies are required to mandate labeling for AI-generated content. Second one is a 3-year pause on new data centers. Next up, a Chinese AI lab called StepFun just dropped something that shouldn't exist. Step 3.5 Flash, an open-source AI model with 196 billion parameters that only activates 11 billion at a time, and it's faster than almost everything out there. The numbers are insane. On the AIM 2025 math competition, one of the hardest high school math tests in the world, Step 3.5, Flash scored 97.3%. That beats DeepSeek, Claude Opus, and also Gemini 3.0 Pro. On SWE Bench Verified, a benchmark where AI has to fix real GitHub issues, Step 3.5 Flash scored 74.4%. On Terminal Bench 2.0, where AI has to execute complex command line tasks, it scored 51.0% and performed well in other benchmarks. But here's the crazy fact: it did it 3 times faster than other models. Here is a real-world example. The researchers demonstrated Step 3.5 Flash running a professional stock investment workflow. The user asks, "Generate trading recommendations for my portfolio and archive the analysis." Here's a result. It generates data visualizations, email report, produces a professional investment report, and schedules a notification to the user. All is end-to-end and fully autonomous. autonomous. This is the kind of thing that used to require a team of analysts and developers. Step 3.5, Flash did it in minutes. Another demo showed Step 3.5, Flash building a complex web application from scratch. Like this is a user prompt, tactical weather intelligence dashboard. Step 3.5, Flash generates a production-ready web app. Designed an interactive web app with UI with zoom and rotation controls and adds professional-grade shading and lighting. And these are some more examples. Step 3.5, Flash also supports deep research mode. You give it a research question, and Step 3.5, Flash generates a 10,000-word research report. It's fully open source, available on GitHub, and free to download, and you can run it locally. So that's all the highlights in AI this week. Let me know in the comments what you think of all of this. Which piece of news was your favorite, and which tool are you most looking forward to trying out? As always, I will be on the lookout for the top AI news and tools to share with you. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.